Bruins win 5-2 over the Tampa Bay Lightning on the road. By the way, welcome back to Into the Den. I'm your host Jay Freeman, and this was quite possibly one. This was a very interesting game for the Bruins because I had to ask myself an awful lot: are the Bruins playing good, or the Lightning playing bad? And the answer is a little bit of both. Hmm. There are some things I liked about the Bruins, and there are some things I didn't like about the Bruins in this game. But let's start with the first thing that I had. Let's start with the first thing that was evident in this game. This was the first game that all season that Earl Vakanainen got to play in, and throughout the whole game he played pretty decently. He didn't really get to compliment McAvoy too much because McAvoy was kind of out with an injury that's kept him day to day. But you know what? That was fine. He got to start on the top pairing with Grzelcyk, and overall he did pretty good. He did his job properly. He distributed the puck, and he played pretty decent hybrid defense. That's sort of the thing that we need to have in this on this team. I think honestly we need to. This team needs to think towards the future, and it needs to think a little bit more versatile. Oh, oh, and defensemen like McAvoy, defensemen like Grzelcyk, defensemen like Vakanainen. That is how we're gonna. That is how we get our versatility. But also this might have been one of the worst games Andrei Vasilevsky has had that I've seen. And let's start with the first goal, which happened like less than 2 minutes into the game. Pasta's out like the freaking center ice line and puts it on he puts it on a defenseman's skate, and it goes all the way across the large swath of empty ice between the blue line and the goal. And Vasilevsky, for some reason, and this dude with some of the best reflexes in the NHL can't get a goal. It can't stop it. And that's not even the best one. There was a shot from Hall that got saved by Vasi's blocker, and it just drops to it just drops right in front of Pasta. He's there to toe drag it, and Vasilevsky is so out of position that this was probably the easiest goal of Pasta's his career against one of the hardest goalies to get it on, and it's 2-0 against a team that should not be down 2-0. But the Bruins throughout the entire game looked a lot more under control than the Bruins throughout the entire game looked way more under control than Tampa. And I'm sorry, but I mean, Pat Maroon was trying to chirp the Bruins out the entire game, and yeah, great job at chirping out a team that you're losing by 4 goals to. But also, can I gotta talk about Tampa's jerseys, because Jack Edwards made a hilarious comment about them, saying I'm sure those jerseys look good in the pro shop, but whoever designed those all black jerseys has never called a game at the NHL level. And yeah, when I think Tampa Bay Lightning, the first 2 colors that come to mind are blue and white. I don't think black on black. What the hell is going on there? That's the dumbest. What? Who designed that? Get it out of here. Whoever designed that, stop. Just stop. But that's beside the point. And we get to the second and we get to the second period and Riley takes a slapper at the left hand corner of the blue line, and Marshy's there to just tap it in and to put us up 3-0. And we get to the point where honestly, this is when I knew that the Bruins had it all under control. Well, Bruins take a really harsh 5-on-3 for I think 45 for I think just under a minute or just over a minute, with both Bergeron and Marchand both in the box. So they're down their two best penalty killers, and they do it. Tampa was, they were trying their freaking hardest, and the Bruins just could not. The Bruins just did not give them the time of day. They were able to kill a 5-on-3 without their best penalty killers, which fantastic job, guy. Is we get Oscar Steen eventually putting we get a cross ice, we get a lateral pass to Oscar Steen that plays with a broken stick on the ground. Not us. Oscar Steen didn't play with the broken stick, but like the puck went through a broken stick on the ground, and it kind of messed with Callan's footing, and like it was and it was enough for Oscar Steen to just push in through and clear it out to Anton Bleed, and who was there to get a career high in goals in the season with 2. His second goal of the season, and it's his career high, which you got to start somewhere. And honestly, Anton Bleed is playing far better on the fourth line than I ever expected. We go into the third period. Vasilevsky ends up getting called for tripping, which you rarely see goalies get called for tripping and called for anything. I mean, sure, earlier this season we had Jeremy Swayman getting the worst delay of game call getting the most hilarious delay of game call I've ever seen. Like, it's still ingrained in my mind. Just dude, I don't like the rules of the Brodeur trapezoid anyway either. But oh my god, just let it roll into the trapezoid before you play it. But that's beside the point. Braden Point gets a pretty nice one in from the playoff circles to put to cut the deficit down to 2. I forgot about an Andre Palat goal that it had a beautiful diagonal pass that was honestly one of the best goal of the one of the best goals of the night. Allmark was completely out of position on it. But that was like the only bad goal that was like the only bad thing that Allmark gave up this game. Linus Allmark had a fantastic game this tonight, and it was awesome. Tampa ends up pulling Vasilevsky on during a power play, which great idea. Pull him during a power play. Give yourself 6-4, 6-on-4 on the ice, and hey, and sorry for the freaking alert from freaking Windows freaking blanking at 10:15 at night. I'm sorry, but great pulling the goalie late in the game on a power play. Great idea. Put yourself up 6-4, 6-4 in men on ice. Yes. However, when that power play ended, you just back to a normal. Uh, you're just back to a normal empty net situation, and Marchand ends up getting just barely past everyone and potting an empty netter, and that killed the game. And again, I loved how the Bruins played tonight. It, there were some. It definitely felt like Tampa was outspeeding the Bruins, but a little bit to their own detriment. And I think, I mean, it definitely felt like we couldn't rest on our laurels against this game, but in this game, but we also didn't have to work our asses off on everything. But that there's not really too much that can really be said other than I'm so happy that this team got a convincing win over one of the top teams in the division. I was a little bit skeptical after the one against Detroit, because I was like, oh, that's a team that's not that's a team that's like just barely ahead of us, and they're not, and even then they're not great. But getting a win over Tampa Bay when they're not trying to fuck up that badly. It was great. It was great, and Bruins get a nice stay off tomorrow. Uh, don't have to come back until Sunday against Washington, and which is also on the road. Which, by the way, I love. I think it's even I think it's even more amazing how all this happened and on the road. Like I know that sometimes there are teams that can be road warriors at some points. I know that Toronto was definitely a road warrior or earlier this season, and I know that we were road warriors a little bit ago against on our West Coast trip. But just it's the you go into an opposing team's stadium, and you strike them down like lightning. And I think that is it for tonight's episode of Into the Den. Thank you all so much for watching. Click like if you like, click subscribe if you really like. Down below is still the GoFundMe for Jake Tivo to help the recovery of a kid who was paralyzed in a freak hockey accident. And tell your friends that that. I mean, lightning ain't struck this team twice yet, and and who knows? Maybe Vac Attack is something we gotta look out for this season.